We have 14 more games in high school football to get through, and we give you the keys to the game in each one of them, along with my pick. Let's start in 9B. For Wolsey-Wessington to win, they're going to have to use that run defense to contain HSA. Wolsey-Wessington hasn't yielded a single point in the last month, and they'll have to be at the top of their game with Jake Williams and Tristan Abbott leading the way. For Herreid Selby, they're going to have to use that playoff experience to execute and play disciplined, a tough task against the mighty Warbirds. My pick, as much as I love the Wolverines and what they've done this year to replace a lot of talent that they lost, I don't think they match up very well with Wolsey-Wessington and the athletes they have on defense. The Warbirds will be able to stop the Wolverines and advance to the Dome. Key for Del Rapids St. Mary, continue spreading the ball around to Libis, Oland, and Gaspar. Beating all three of them makes the Cardinals tough to defend. Key for Kadoka, they got to block bigger dudes up front. Last week, they only needed one completion to win that game, but this week, they're going to need their quarterback, TJ Hamar, to make one or two big completions, and in order to do that, the Cougars are going to need to block some guys up front despite being undersized. My pick, the Cardinals. They've turned the corner after rallying to beat Alcester-Hudson in the middle of the year. Spent much more time being consistent and solid on defense, and that should be able to keep Hamar and Sudbeck contained. In Class 9A, Warner's Key, red zone defense. They're very athletic on defense, and they're going to have to use that athleticism to keep Wall out of the end zone. Key for Wall, ball security. The Eagles don't have any room for mistakes, and they will need to be at their best. My pick, Warner's going to sneak out one on the road here thanks to Landon Lightholt and the Monarch defense. The key for Canistota Freeman, they got to play in the moment. They can't take what Howard doesn't give them. They're going to have to wait to make those big plays, not force them. Key for Howard, field position. Howard needs to dig deep on defense and in special teams to help them win the field position battle all night. My pick, I think Canistota Freeman wins the slugfest. This is going to be a war of attrition. The Pride are going to outlast Howard late in the game to hold on for the win. In Class 9AA, the key for Platte-Geddes, they have to win the turnover battle. Panthers always try to win this battle, but it's a must this week. If Viborg-Hurley puts it in the air like they usually do, they're going to have to come up with a strip sack or an interception to disrupt that offense. So far, Platte-Geddes is plus 28 in the turnover department. The key for Viborg-Hurley, they got to block up front. They haven't seen a defensive line like Platte's all year long, so they'll have to hold strong to give Blake Schroedermeyer some time to find his weapons. My pick, Platte-Geddes goes on the road and upsets Viborg-Hurley by winning that turnover battle and dominating the ground game all night long. The key for Lemmon McIntosh, second half adjustments. The Cowboys have yet to give up a second half score all season when their starters were in. They know the key to the game is going to be getting stops against the ground-dominant Hamlin Charger offense. The key for Hamlin, they've got to finish drives. Hamlin got a 300-yard rushing game from their workhorse Jackson Nome in each of the last 2 weeks. And Nome has been automatic in the red zone. They're going to be looking for 3 to 4 touchdowns from him once again. My pick? This one's going to be great, but I think Hamlin has enough to finish those drives and get the home win and get to the Dome. In Class 11B, the keys for Sioux Valley, they have to stay focused. Can't get caught up in the big game feel. They're going to have to execute as well as they have all season long, and they're going to have to take what Winter gives to them, which won't be much. The keys for Winter, got to win that turnover battle. Coach Trent Olson knows that they'll have their hands full with Cossack playmakers, and they're going to have to get a few takeaways when they're playing defense. That could sway the game in their direction. My pick, the Winter Warriors. They're just too strong on defense. They've been near perfect at keeping good teams out of the end zone. Key for Bridgewater-Emery Ethan. They got to win up front at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Even though Mobridge is a prolific passing team, Winning up front remains the focus for Jeff Van Leeuwen. For Mobridge-Pollock, it's most important to stop the run, but also to be ready for play-action pass. Bridgewater-Emery Ethan sometimes pounds the ball so much that you forget they can make big plays downfield. My pick? The Seahawks have too many big guys. Their D-line pressure is going to be a little too much for Mobridge-Pollock. The Seahawks move on for a rematch against Winter. In 11A, the keys for Madison. Gotta win their one-on-one battles on the outside. If Madison gives Nate Ricky time to throw, he's going to depend on his playmakers downfield to win their one-on-ones. Keys for T. Gotta tighten up on that line of scrimmage. All year, T has won up front. They're going to need to keep moving people out of the way for Austin Lake, Caden Johnson, and Garrett Colbeck to get big rushing yards. My pick? T will continue their winning formula of running the ball. They're also going to make a few plays through the air to seal this one against Madison. The key for West Central. They need to contain Seth Peterson. Last time they played, he wriggled his way out of the pocket for a few key plays against the Trojans. West Central has to keep tabs on the Seahawk quarterback. Key for Canton, first and second down defense. In order to win the time of possession, the Seahawks need to win early in the Trojans' possessions. Avery Herding and Zach Richardson will both be back to make a big impact on this game for the Seahawk D. My pick? I think West Central can step up to match Canton's physicality, but the Seahawks have something special on defense. I think Canton wins with a strong defensive performance. In 11AA, Huron's key, consistency in the passing game. They have Cade McNeil back at quarterback, which helps their offensive balance, but if he can consistently move the ball through the air, the Tigers can hang on this game. Brookings, they gotta do what they do so well, and that's eat up the clock with the ball. They've been winning on the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and they're going to have to continue that winning way up front as they try to stop the Tigers. My pick? The Bobcats should be able to outlast Huron with their running game. The keys for Pierre. Special teams. Last time they played Yankton, they got beat on a fake punt, muffed a couple of punt returns, and missed a field goal. They're going to need to clean that up. Keys for Yankton, they got to step up their physicality. The Bucks are at their best when they let loose and they fly around and make plays on defense. They know each week Lincoln Keenholz gets tougher and tougher to defend, and they're going to have to keep him corralled. My pick, Pierre is going to clean up those mistakes, and I think they'll throw a few wrinkles in on their defense to keep the Bucks at bay. We all know the Tigers love to throw, but they can run the ball too. They're going to need to shorten the game by keeping the ball for longer possessions if they want to hang with Roosevelt. The keys for Roosevelt, they got to stop big passing plays from Jacob Knuth. Last time they played Harrisburg, they let the Tigers back in the game. This time they're going to have to stay strong for the entire game and use the best cover corners in the state to limit the Tiger passing game. My pick? Going with the Riders. They'll bust out several big plays on their way to win once again. The keys for Lincoln. Sure tackling. Trying to bottle up Tate Johnson is something that no one's done this year, but it will be imperative for Lincoln to stay in this game. The Lincoln D has to be strong at linebacker and the secondary and have to make their tackles. The keys for Brandon Valley. Offensive line dominance. The Lynx have the advantage up front, and they're going to have to make every block once this game gets going to spring their guys Tate Johnson and Joe Colbeck for big plays. My pick? Brandon Valley has too much power and execution up front for the shallow Lincoln Patriots. Tommy Thompson may keep the Pats in the game, but in the end, the Lynx head to the Dome.